Elemental oxygen is a diatomic molecule. What do we mean by diatomic? It means that two atoms of oxygen have combined to form a molecule. This is the oxygen we usually breathe in. O2 molecules are found in the lower levels of the atmosphere, which are closer to the Earth's surface. What would a molecule with 3 oxygen atoms be called then? It's called ozone. Yes, it is a gas made up of 3 oxygen atoms, and it occurs naturally in the upper atmosphere. Aren't you curious to know how these molecules actually form in the atmosphere? It is quite simple to understand this formation. How many atoms does the oxygen molecule we breathe in have? Correct, it has 2 atoms. 2 oxygen atoms make up a diatomic molecule. These molecules, which are in the atmosphere, are struck by the ultraviolet radiations of the sun. What do you think will happen to this diatomic oxygen molecule? This molecule splits up and the 2 oxygen atoms which were bound to each other are set free. Now, how many free oxygen atoms do we have here? 2, isn't it? We have 2 free single oxygen atoms. And in order to be stable, they need to combine with some molecule. So what these free atoms do is that they go on to join the diatomic molecules. And this newly formed molecule will have 3 oxygen atoms. This was a very simple and basic way to understand it. 2 oxygen atoms joined together are called as diatomic molecule or O2, while 3 oxygen atoms combined together would be called as O3 or an ozone molecule. Now that's how ozone molecules are formed in the higher realms of the atmosphere. And it may surprise you to know that 2 atoms of oxygen combined help us live, but 3 atoms of oxygen combined can be harmful for humans. Yes, breathing in ozone can result in a number of health effects, mainly respiratory problems. Why don't these molecules exist nearer to the surface of the Earth? That's because they are not stable there and hence they form a layer high above in the atmosphere. But do you think they can harm us even at that distance? Not really. In fact, the ozone layer actually protects us from the harmful radiations of the sun. It filters the harmful rays of the sun and helps us stay healthy. In short, ozone close to the Earth will harm us, and ozone far away from the Earth acts as a filter to protect us. But a shocking fact was observed in the 1980s. When the meteorological departments studied the ozone layer cover, they saw something which they called a dangerous phenomenon. It was the presence of an ozone hole. Have you read about the ozone hole? What exactly caused the ozone layer to develop a hole? The ozone layer does not literally have a hole. It is actually an area where the ozone molecules are less dense than the rest of the layer. This has happened above the Antarctic and is a growing cause of concern. It's just one part, right? Do we really need to be worried about this? Yes, of course. If the ozone layer depletes at the present pace, then we will be exposed to the harmful rays of the sun. But the important question is, how are these molecules depleting? I'm sure you know why. The entire world is talking about it now. It is the greenhouse effect. The chlorofluorocarbons that are emitted by the various processes on the Earth by humans cause ozone depletion. They react with the ozone molecules and thus destroy the ozone molecule in the presence of the ultraviolet rays of the sun. These are nothing but those very rays which can harm us. No doubt, scientists are encouraging us to not cause air pollution and to plant more trees. When the ozone hole became a growing cause of concern, the Montreal Protocol was signed. It was an agreement by majority of the countries in the world to not release ozone-depleting substances. Thanks to the treaty, we can hope that the ozone layer will recover in about 50 years. That is a lot of time though. Until then, the ultraviolet radiations can reach the Earth and cause various health effects. The levels of CFCs have been frozen, but we must take utmost care to protect the ozone or humanity would be on the precipice of self-destruction. We've got our bit to do as well. So let us save the environment.